Hey everybody, I'm James, one of the historical interpreters of the Old Barracks Museum, and I'm hoping you're all keeping safe and healthy right now. Today's question comes from Ryan, and he's extremely interested in the Sullivan expedition of 1779. He writes, I know this is a long shot, but during my research so far, I noticed that 3 of the Continental regiments, that being the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd New Jersey, were in the expedition. I was wondering more details about the expedition the regiments involved. Any details are useful. Thanks. So as always, I'm going to try to answer to the best of my abilities, and this might be a bit longer of an answer than usual, but to understand this often forgotten campaign, let's first discuss why it even happened. So until 1779, most of the major battles and campaigns of the Revolution had been conducted throughout the heavily colonized chunk of the 13 colonies. When the war began in 1775, the 6 nations of the Iroquois Confederacy had mostly sided with the British due to their long-standing alliance predating the Revolution. A schism between 2 of the 6 tribes occurred, however, and the Oneida and the Tuscarora chose to fight for the American Congress. After the major defeat of the British Army at Saratoga in 1777, however, the British changed to a strategy of unconventional warfare, calling for native war bands accompanied by Loyalist Rangers to conduct raids on frontier settlements in western and PA and New York. In one raid known as the Cherry Valley Massacre, 30 settlers were killed and over 80 were taken captive. But not only were these raids effective at driving settlers back east, it also heavily disrupted a much-needed source of supplies to the Continental Army. But until 1779, Washington couldn't afford to send troops west to deal with the ever-increasing number of raids. But by the spring of 1779, with the British Army mostly contained around New York City, Washington was now able to focus on dealing with the problems that he was facing in the West. He dispatched 3 full brigades, close to around 4,000 men or so, made up of New Jersey, New Hampshire, New York, Pennsylvania, and Massachusetts Continentals under the command of General John Sullivan, to advance up the Susquehanna River, meet with General James Clinton, and lay waste to the Iroquois homeland. The campaign only saw one major engagement at the Battle of Newtown, between Sullivan's army and Colonel John Butler, who was in command of the Loyalist forces, and it could only muster around 700 or so Loyalist Rangers and Iroquois warriors. Caught off guard by the sheer size of Sullivan's army, Butler's men were heavily outnumbered and outgunned and were forced to retreat. So by the end of the campaign in the fall of 1779, Sullivan's men, following a scorched earth policy, destroyed over 128 native homes, 40 towns and villages, and over 160,000 bushels of corn, along with a huge amount of other provisions. The campaign for the Americans was seen at first by Washington as a major success, with Sullivan only losing around 40 men or so, and over 5,000 Native Americans were forced to flee to the safety of Fort Niagara for the winter. But the victory, however, was short-lived, because as soon as the spring of 1780 rolled around, most of the tribes returned to their former settlements, and raids continued to be carried out until the war's conclusion. So Ryan, I hope that I was able to give you a little bit more information than you may not have previously known. But either way, thank you so much for reaching out to us at the Old Barracks Museum and helping us in our mission to keep history alive.